Good morning, I'm Jessica Brown. Today we explore the arts and the artists whose work connect to themes of community, identity, and empowerment. An exhibition at Boston University is doing just that, inviting visitors to reflect on the heightened immigration tension and the current realities immigrant families are facing. It's called Ni de Aquí, Ni de Allá, which means not from here, not from there. Joining me now is the artist, Victor Marca 27 Quiñonez. Victor, it's so good to see you.
It's so good to see you again.
That's right.
It's an honor to speak with you, Jessica, about this exhibition. And, my home away from home, Boston, was such a special place to have this exhibition be featured as well.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of folks we know have seen some of your work. You can't miss it. It'll stop you in your tracks. Bright, colorful murals on buildings all over Greater Boston. We met several years ago, right? You were finishing that 85-foot tall mural in the South End titled Soledad. It was amazing to watch you work. The mural, we know, was inspired by the long history of cultural gatherings. It depicts several symbolic images, including a mother with a radiant child, a Chinese dragon, an African textile wrap, Puerto Rican flag. So many themes in this mural that still catches so much attention. Now that it's been there now for several years, what do you make of the response to it?
I think the feeling of belonging is what's most important when it comes to public art, and also the feeling of connecting with people that are just now, visiting Boston from many different places and also feeling like they're welcomed.
Absolutely. Victor, your work bridges street culture with indigenous traditions, what you've called Neo-indigenous. Can you explain what that means and how you've integrated those themes in your work?
Yeah, no, definitely. I think that for me, it's just, connecting to my heritage and also to a lot of the ancestral themes that are in my work, but bringing my own experience, growing up in the US, but being from Mexico gives me this bit of a view on both worlds. So the Aquí, ni de Allá and Neo-indigenous, really the essence of that is being from, one place, but loving where you grew up and having an authentic connection to both worlds and creating a new world with influences from, your heritage and also, growing up in the US, influenced by pop culture, hip hop, graffiti, street art, and staying connected and rooted at the same time.
Yeah, let's talk about that exhibit a little bit more here, because we showed a couple of images of some of these brightly colored popsicles. I don't know if we can pop those up again. Talk about what that symbolizes.
So the ice cream series, it was featured in the Los Angeles Times. The first time I exhibited that work was for Freeze Los Angeles when I was a recipient of the Freeze Impact Award, which is an award that they give to artists that are doing work that's within social justice. These pieces have different objects encapsulated inside of them, from handcuffs to rosaries, as well as the smaller neon pieces. And what they do is they represent the communities that serve us through flowers, through candy, through food, a lot of the street vendors that we see, in every major city, and who they are and the stories behind them. So these images and these beautiful ice creams, they draw you in. But when you look at the popsicle stick, there's an acronym for the word ICE, which many people associate with immigration. And I changed the acronym to Inhumane and Cruelty Enforcement because of, all the different things that we're seeing this administration basically push onto these vulnerable communities.
Yeah, I like the double meaning there. When you see it, you think, okay, we're talking about a sweet treat, but there's so many levels to it here, right? And you know this firsthand. Your family came to the U.S. from Mexico when you were a child. You've seen your father deported. You went through the long process of becoming a citizen. Talk about your life experience and how it is expressed in your work.
I would say that my life experience is not very different from millions of people that come to this country. So many of us have the same dreams, the same goals, and I think ultimately I see my work as, a humanitarian point of view in terms of what we want and what we thrive for as people. We all have the same basic needs. So coming to this country, like many Europeans did when they first came here and found indigenous people, Native American people, and a big majority of this country was also Mexico at one point. It's an interesting topic, and I really feel like the work itself just creates awareness and empathy for marginalized communities, hardworking communities, and really reminds us of what's at stake here, which is the beauty and the diversity of this country and what we all bring as a community to this place we call the USA, you know.
Yeah, beautifully said. You know, we have to talk about some of your other work as well, because in addition to that gallery, you also have an installation on the Rose Kennedy Greenway downtown. If you haven't seen it, I mean, how could you not? It's called Elevar la Cultura. It's built out of gold-colored ice coolers. What do you want viewers to consider when they see this piece?
Yeah, Elevar la Cultura is such a special project for me. You know, it was brought from New York when it first featured at Hudson Yards at the Shed, curated by Deja Berlardo. But now it's at the Greenway, supported by Audrey Lopez, funded by the New Commonwealth Fund, huge major supporters in street theory. This really represents so many different cultures from, you know, India to Asia to Afro-Caribbean to Latin cultures. And I really wanted to stress all the beautiful cultures that use street vending as a way to, you know, feed their communities, also as a symbol of resilience, because when people first come to this country, the cooler is the one thing that they have where they can, you know, provide for their families. You know, it's difficult to get work when you're undocumented. So you have to bring what you know, and, you know, that's creating food and selling different goods out of these coolers. So creating a monument, you know, impactful monument like a Mayan-inspired pyramid out of the coolers really reinforce the strength and the resilience of our communities when they come together.
You know, I'm so amazed by your work, Victor, and I'm always can't wait to see what you do next. Thank you so much for being with us. I appreciate your time.
Thank you. And it's an honor to speak to you again. Thank you.
Mine as well. The exhibition, Ni de Aquí, Ni de Allá, Not From Here, Not From There, runs through December 10th at Boston University Art Galleries.